Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Spotter for those that are new to my channel. Everybody else, welcome back. So I'm going to do a quick Q&A. I asked you guys questions, or if you had any questions, you guys responded with a few, so I'm going to answer those. And then when I get to camp, because I'm doing an overnight tonight, I will show you the gear I'm taking to Colorado with me. So straight to the questions. Am I changing any of the gear for the CT that I had on the AT? Yes, I am. So when I get to camp, I will actually go over all of that with you guys. Are there any fees to hike the Colorado Trail? Well, mostly no. If you take the Collegiate East route, because there's a Collegiate East and West, if you take the East route, they implemented a new permit system for a half a mile of the trail. It's like, I think, $11. So if you take the East route, you need to get that permit. If you take the West route, there is no fees. So my plan is to take the West, but I have to play that by ear because it's at a higher elevation, so the snowpack is more. So I have to judge when I'm out there. Let's see here. Am I changing out my umbrella? This one right here. So for those who followed my AT journey, you know I originally had an umbrella with me. It got hooked on a tree and I lost it and didn't realize it. So I replaced it with this one, which, by the way, is the original umbrella I used to use. It's bomb-proof. So I'm just going to stick with this one right here. I'm not going to replace the other one that was a little bit lighter. So have I picked a start date? I have. I'm not going to disclose it, but I still have to play that by ear, even though I booked a flight already, because I'm a little hesitant with the snowpack this year. So I will make that decision a little closer to, but as of right now, I do have a start date. Have I figured out my resupply? So it's a little different on the CT compared to the AT. A little bit further off trail, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got it figured out. I have the towns that I plan on stopping in figured out. Those may change. Everything may change. You never know. But ideally, I plan to not really have any town stays, just maybe one or two along the way, because I'm trying to significantly cut down my spending on this trail compared to the AT for the month. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Am I packing a bear horn, a pulse ox, or an N95 mask? No, no, and no. Just black bears out there. There's no grizzlies. And pulse ox. I got altitude sickness last time I was out there. I know what I need to do different. So I got it. I'll figure it out. I'm just gonna go slower. Will I switch up my food choices? Sorry guys, I'm trying to read and hike at the same time. No, not really. As you can tell, I'm still wearing my braces, so my food options are very limited. And so I'll probably be doing wraps every, lunch and dinner like usual. Only thing is I'll probably have more peanut butter. I'm not a fan of peanut butter, but it is great. It's high in calories, fat, and protein. So I'll probably end up packing more peanut butter on this trip. And do I use electrolytes? And do I prefer a specific kind? Yes and yes. I do use them every day, and I use Propel. Why do I use Propel? Mostly because they're cheap. And the flavors are really good too. But I heard Liquid IV is really great as well. I don't use it because it's like triple the cost of Propel. And I'm not trying to spend that kind of money. But yeah, so those are really all the questions you guys had for me. Simple, easy peasy. And I'm climbing up a hill. So when I get to camp, I am going to go ahead and show you what gear I'll be taking with me. Talk to you guys then. Sorry I missed the question. Am I changing my attire from the AT? A little bit. I'm still wearing the same shorts, same shoes, but I will be in this sun shirt instead of my t-shirt. And I'm hoping this will help prevent any sunburns, but I am packing a good amount of sunscreen with me too, so I can use that on my legs. Oh, no idea why I'm breathing so hard. But anyway, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey, I made it to camp. So it's really windy and cold out here. So I'm gonna make this outside portion quick, and then I'll hop in the tent and finish telling you about the rest. So my very first piece of gear I'm going to talk about is my pack. I had a 40 liter on the AT. I am taking this 50 liter. It's also a Superior Wilderness Designs pack. It's basically identical to my other one, except for the 50 liters, and I don't have a tall side pocket. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same exact pack. And then if you watch my last video, you're going to be like, what the heck is this? So I am not going to take the Durston X-Mid. I actually got rid of it. The interior was just too small for me as a one-person tent, and I don't want to have a two-person. So I switched to the Tarp Tent Rainbow, which I had the Rainbow Lee before, and I did not like it because it's completely see-through. But I love the design of the tent, so I decided to try out the original. So I'm liking this one a lot better. If you notice, it's not a trekking pole tent, but they do have grommets to put it, so that way it's extra support in the wind. And because it was super windy when I set this up, I put them on today just to make sure it doesn't collapse in the middle of the night. But this is what the whole thing looks like. Another spot for the other trekking pole. Pretty nice. Really excited about it. And show you a little bit of the interior. As you can tell, it's very, very spacious. A lot more room than my other one. Okay, so I am going to hop in my tent. I'm wearing my shirt, my puffy, and then I just threw my fleece over top of it because it's just so cold out right now. You'd think it was winter time again. So I'm gonna hop in there and then I'll tell you about the rest. Alrighty, so I am now in the tent. And I don't really have too much of my gear to go over because pretty much everything, the small items are kind of like the AT stuff. I did swap out a few models for new things, like my headlamp is just the newer version of it and whatnot. But so the major items were the tent, the pack, which you guys saw, and also I got a new pillow. This one is, I guess it might have helped if I knew which one it was. I think this is, it is, it's a Sea to Summit Arrows Down Pillow, size regular. So it's got the down on the top and then the bottom is regular. And I used it in the Smokies last time. It's pretty nice. I like it so far. It's a lot thicker too, which I like to be propped up higher, so the thicker the pillow, the better. I wish I could find something even thicker, but they don't make thick. So another change that I did was on the AT, I used the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite women's version, which did fine and everything. It was nothing wrong with it. But I did get the new model. They do have a short version. They don't make women's version anymore. They do have a short version, which is uber light, and it's supposedly 6 times quieter, which is the biggest pull why I wanted the newer version. Because the other one, oh my god, people hated when I slept in the shelters because my pad was so loud. And sometimes it woke me up. It was so loud. So anyway, the newer versions are 6 times quieter. They're 1/2 inch thicker. They're 0.2 or 0.3 R value warmer. So overall, score better. But I didn't go with the short version. I am actually going with the regular wide. So you see the pillow on that. Look how wide that is. That is super, super wide. It is 25 inches. The reason I decided to go with the wide and have more weight as opposed to going the shorter with less weight was because I don't sleep well outside at all. And I think one of my issues is I toss and turn all night long. And when you have the regular pad, it's only 20 inches. So basically it's my shoulder to shoulder. So if I go to turn, I have to physically lift my body. Oops, sorry guys. I have to physically lift my body up, turn, and then get comfortable again. Because if I don't, I just roll right off the pad. So we're going to test this out. This is the first time I've used this, so we're going to see how well I sleep tonight. Can you cross your fingers for me? Because I really need a good night's sleep. And then my quilt is the same. It's just the UGQ 20 degree quilt that I used on the AT. That hasn't changed. So basically, my pad, my pack, and my tents have all changed. My pad and my pack have just been upgraded. My pack hasn't even really been upgraded. It's just a 50-liter version of the same one I have. The reason I went with 50, like, I just don't even remember if I mentioned it, was because I want to carry more food. That's ideal. So I went with the 50-liter pack so that way I could do longer carries if I need to. My 40 liter did fine with long carries, even with my winter gear, but it was a really tight squeeze, and I don't want to worry about that. I'd rather have the extra space. So going with that. Let's see here. Oh, another switch I did make is I'm going to leave my Thermarest Z-Lite Soul, the foam pad that I always carry, that yellow and silver thing. I'm leaving that one behind, but I am going to, hold on, bring with me just this very thin, let me turn the camera around. Just this very thin foam pad. It's by Gossamer Gear, and I cut it down to torso size. It weighs only half an ounce, whereas my torso size foam pad from Thermarest weighed 5.7 or 5.9 ounces, something like that. So that should give me a little extra, just, you know, for protection from the pad. I'm hoping that I don't end up with any flats on the Colorado Trail like I did on the AT. I was also thinking of making a mod to this tent. Modification. Is the one thing I don't like, and I'm trying to see, I don't see any way to fix it, but is, so you have this, and it just sort of hangs here. And if you see the end of the tent, bottom of the tent is right here. So if it's pouring rain, I have a feeling splashback's gonna get in. So I was thinking of getting, I think Z-Pack sells these little things. They're little patches that you can stick onto the tent. So stick one with a hook right here, and then one with a latch thing, and then I can just pull it up if it's pouring rain or something. And the same with over on this side, to where I can pull the side up and hook it. Just that way I have extra protection, because that was a huge problem I had on the AT, was I was getting wet. But that was a defective tent, which was a whole rigmarole. But I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not going to get wet on the Colorado Trail, or my gear get wet. Well, I think that was it. I'm sorry this video was kind of choppy and unorganized. I really didn't think this one through before I started it. But that's it for gear. If you guys do have any other questions about it, Colorado Trail or my gear or any of it, just comment and I'll just respond to your comments. I'm probably going to have one more adventure soon, because you know me, I can't help myself. So there may be some more videos coming up in the next several weeks. But if that's all goes well. But until then, I will talk to you guys later.